Have you ever wondered who you are meant to be or what is your purpose in life? I ask myself this all the time. However, I think I'm finally beginning to understand. A wise councilwoman by the name of Dr. Raina Johnson inspired me to share my story. She stated in a very inspirational speech how important it is to never underestimate the value of unique circumstances. 3 suggestions Dr. Johnson also shared were to develop goals, remain flexible, and take advantage of opportunities and resources. I share this with you because I feel that it is important for others to hear this information. I have taken this advice and I have applied it to my life. I was born in Detroit, Michigan on August 5th, 1999. I would say I am blessed because I did not live in the bad part of Detroit. However, it wasn't good either. Life was okay until I reached the age of 3. My dad had an accident when he was street racing and killed a 35-year-old woman. He was not the only one, but the other guy got away, and my dad had to pay for his crime. He got sentenced to 5 years in prison, which meant 5 years away from me. Living in Detroit was not that bad. After all, I got a brother, and after he was born, we moved to Louisville. When we got to Louisville, it was the most awkward thing I have ever encountered. I knew no one, but somehow everyone knew me. I was uncomfortable, especially because we stayed with my grandma, who is a complete stranger. I started getting to know my family, and Louisville seemed to get better. Of course, I missed my old school, friends, and family, but this was a new beginning. Not long after we had been here, I wanted to start getting involved in sports, so I tried out for gymnastics. It was called Alpha Cheer All-Stars. I was a flyer, I was good at it, but then I had to quit. I was devastated. I had been there so long, and I fell in love with it. I quickly moved on and started stepping. Mind you, this was in elementary school, so we did simple steps, but it got me ready for middle school. Middle school is where the real fun started. It reminded me of what it was like to compete, and I had one of the best coaches. I made friends, and we were a pretty good team. Then I started high school, and there was no step team, so I tried out for archery. Let's be honest, I was terrible at it. I had difficulty deciding on which eye was dominant, which determined which kind of bow I shot, the right hand or the left hand. But eventually I figured it out, and I turned out not to be too bad. I started field hockey my sophomore year. I had no idea what I was doing. It involved running, which I really did not like, and it had been a while since gymnastics, and field hockey was way more physical. I was out of shape, but I turned out to be a good defensive player. I had my partner in the defense cage, TT, or you know as Lily. She was the best person I could have back there with me. We read each other's minds and knew exactly what to do when the ball was coming towards our goal. The funny thing is we were always hurt. Either it was her foot, my finger, me getting hit in the head, or just getting hit anywhere. It was a rough sport, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I met a lot of fantastic people, and I made connections. I played on the All-Star team my junior year. I also got to meet the University of Louisville's field hockey team, and I was nominated for Daughtery's Best Defensive Award my senior year. I thank my friend Kelly for getting me interested in field hockey because if she hadn't, I would not have found out I was good at it. She also helped me find out I was decent in tennis as well. Tennis is one of those boring sports if you've ever watched it, but I promise it's completely different when you play. I have worked my way up from number 2 doubles to number 1 singles, even though it should have been Shantae. I thank her because she helped me to get to number 1 by being my biggest competitor. My point of telling you all this is not because I want to brag, but because if it hadn't been because of my mom, my dad, and all the people I met along the way, I would not be the person I am. I have acquired several skills throughout my sports, including communication, teamwork, and just giving everything I have in a final moment. I have worked hard to be where I am today. I want my family to know they are one of the sole reasons why I am pushing myself to the fullest to become successful. Everything that I have done so far will help me in the future. Our achievements will be meaningless unless we create opportunities to better the lives of others as we occupy a place at the corporate table. Use the 3 suggestions Dr. Johnson has mentioned. Develop goals, remain flexible, and take advantage of opportunities and resources. The skills you have obtained can take you so far in life. Also, take the unique circumstances you have encountered and show the world you can become successful and connect the dots.